Welcome to Nerdgasm, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about the Black Lightning trailer that dropped earlier today. And I am so excited for this. There are so many reasons that Black Lightning getting his own TV show is important. And I know some people are probably like, oh, another DC TV show. But you know what? I'm telling you guys, this one has a lot of substance. Now, Black Lightning getting his own show is huge for a number of reasons. But the biggest is because Black Lightning was one of the first major black superheroes in the DC universe. He had a few on and off series over the years, but it all started with his debut in 1977. As soon as the trailer starts, we see that there's a flashback moment where we find out that he started his superheroics in 2005. So clearly we're having an experienced Black Lightning that may be a little rusty though once he starts up again. Because we see here that the show jumps to 2017, and this is where everything's really going to start for him. Now the reason why this stop and start flashback theme that's going to be in the show is great is because the actual Black Lightning comic series has had many stops and starts. Black Lightning was brought back in 1983, and it would resume again in 1995. That's 12 years, the same time gap that we see here in the show from 2005 to 2017. But again, it's just a fun coincidence. We also see the reason that he stopped being a superhero is because of his family. Maybe he was getting too old to keep fighting, or maybe he just wasn't as experienced as he needed to be, so he was getting hurt a lot. Either way, this led him to becoming the principal of Garfield High School, which was in his old neighborhood, the South Side section of Metropolis. In the comic books, the South Side section of Metropolis is considered the suicide slums. And it's pretty much like having a small cut of Gotham in Metropolis. In the comics, this place was killer. You honestly did not live there unless you had to. The suicide slums has been home to more than just Black Lightning though. It's also where Steel is from, and where a hero known as Gangbuster worked. You can tell from the name that Gangbuster was a hero that stopped gangs in the suicide slums. Pretty straightforward. Fun fact, Superman actually tries to give the suicide slums more attention than other parts of Metropolis while he's on patrol. The suicide slums have also appeared many times in the live-action Superman show, Smallville. Lionel Luthor was shown to have been raised there, Bart Allen sold some of his stolen goods there, and Martha Kent gets attacked in the suicide slums at one point. She cannot catch a break. But what happens when a hero isn't around to protect the city in a comic book universe? Villains and gangs get crazy and act like they have no sense. In the show, it looks like the 100 gang has taken over and used the absence of Black Lightning to terrorize the city. I mean, these people just walked into a classroom like they own the place. They pulled a gun in the middle of an active classroom. That's ridiculous. If anyone needed a beatdown, it's definitely these guys. The 100 is another lovely reference to Black Lightning's early comic book career. Originally, the 100 debuted in Superman's Girlfriend Lois Lane, issue 105. And they were made up of 71 men and women from Europe and named themselves the 100 in honor of their 19 dead allies. Eventually, they grew in numbers and they made their way to Metropolis. They would end up fighting heroes like Black Lightning under the leadership of a man named Tobias Whale. Tobias Whale was pretty much a kingpin and head leader of this section of the 100. He even has abilities similar to the Marvel's Kingpin. I'm dead serious. Not only does he look like the Kingpin from Marvel, he has similar powers to the Kingpin from Marvel. The whole really strong, no fat, all muscle strength, and a huge tolerance for just taking a beating. What's cool is that Tobias Whale looks like he could actually be the main villain leading the 100 in the TV show. Another fun fact is that the 100 has had a lot of members and leaders throughout the years, Malcolm Merlyn being one of the leaders at one point. Now that we know who our hero is and who he's fighting, let's check out the reason why he stopped fighting and a large reason why he's even coming back. It's his family! Yes, Black Lightning is a family man. Black Lightning's wife is Lynn Stewart, and we see her in the beginning of the trailer when she convinces Black Lightning to stop fighting. He's all covered in blood and he's taking a beating. I mean, that bathtub was full of blood. That was insane. Anybody would have told them to stop. But again, because Black Lightning has all these incredible family values, it's a very important part of his character, I promise you. He decided to stop fighting. What's kind of messed up is that his wife is the one that actually ends up dying. And we can see from the narration of one of his daughters in the trailer that she's not around anymore. This may actually play into why he comes back, because it's possible that the 100 gang is one of the reasons she's dead. Or it could have just been, any form of street violence that killed her. But it's possible that it's street violence related. The whole thing comes full circle because it's his daughters and the threat that the 100 pose that bring him back as Black Lightning. We even see him working on a cool brand new Black Lightning suit to combat the gangs. It has all these cool glowing mechanics, the lightning bolts are on, and I'm assuming that it's his power that's, generating the electricity that's powering the suit. It's a great switch from the original Black Lightning suit we see in the beginning of the trailer. And the one from the beginning of the trailer is probably the closest that you get to the comic book Black Lightning suit. Not the original, early one when he had the afro and the bands. I'm talking about later when he was all spandexy. But back to his daughters. Jennifer and Anissa Pierce. Both of his daughters are going to make up important aspects of this show. And we even have one of the daughters narrating the trailer for us. If I had to guess, I would say it's the older sister, Anissa. But both of his daughters eventually become heroes in the comic books. Anissa becomes thunder and Jennifer becomes lightning. Anissa's powers aren't exactly like her father's. She has density control, so she can control the mass of her own body. She's also really invulnerable, and she has energy projection. It's similar to her dad, but it's not lightning. It's kind of like massive shockwaves. Then you have the younger sister who goes by the name Lightning. Now her powers are a lot similar to her dad's powers, but it kind of looks like they're a little bit stronger. She can actually generate an electric field that can turn her into a being of pure lightning. It's insane. She looks really cool. She can do a lot of stuff with it. Now, like any dad in the comic books, he definitely did not want his daughters fighting crime. And he even made Anissa promise that she would graduate college first before she decided to start fighting crime. What's cool is that in the trailer we see that eventually they're gonna have powers. They don't hide it. They gave us a lot of information in this trailer. Clearly his daughters have inherited his powers, so Black Lightning's gonna have to deal with a lot of different things. 1, protecting his daughters. 2, fighting the 100. And now he's also gonna have to make sure that if he already knows they have powers, that they don't try and fight crime on their own. If he doesn't know that they have their powers and they're hiding their powers from him, then it's going to be a whole different thing. And it's going to be crazy when he finds out. He's going to have to deal with that. Last thing I'm going to mention is sort of an Easter egg that I love in this trailer. Black Lightning is clearly working in the setting of Barry Allen's CCPD lab. And when he's talking to his daughters, they're all sitting in the set for jitters. I love this because Black Lightning is not going to be part of the Arrowverse. But now we know that it's getting shot in Vancouver. Some people were thinking it might go down in ATL, but this is some pretty good confirmation that they're using the Vancouver sets. Guys, this show is going to have a lot of substance. There's a lot of history to feed off of, and this is really iconic because of the era that Black Lightning was created in. Even without an Arrowverse crossover, this show has plenty of potential. Black Lightning has tons of stuff that they could make an amazing series out of, even without the help of other characters. And I'm really hoping that they do this right. Let me know what you guys think about Black Lightning getting his own show in the comments. Are you guys excited, or do you think that the show might not do as good because it's not going to be part of the Arrowverse? I'll be uploading more Black Lightning stuff for the people who don't know a lot about Black Lightning, because it's really good, guys. It has a really good history. While you're waiting, check out the other videos on the channel. Check out some of the history videos. And if you're new, hit the subscribe button. Stick around. Join the awesome people here. Thank you guys for the support. Thank you for being awesome. I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.